Alright everyone, this is the basic tutorial on how to do like a wall buyable. Things to mention, any sort of UI elements like a message that says the money is global, which means that every player would see it. For now there isn't a way to avoid this until an update rolls up that actually makes UI items work better. So there's those caveats. Also the currency is not local. It's a global currency, means that all the players would have access to this. And that's about it. So first things first, we have, for this setup, we have three main scripting objects, two triggers, one skeletal mesh, that's the weapon model, and then a static mesh for our ships or the currency model. This one is entirely optional, you don't need it. Same for the trigger, but this is for our little example to work. Alright, so the first things first is we want to initialize our money variable that the game will use for handling our currency. So you want to open the command object and go to its scripting, and we're going to use two variables. We're going to be using game register var and game underscore set var. These are commands for registering and manipulating variables that are globally affected. So we're gonna just copy and paste those commands into here. And then we are gonna assign our variable name, which is money. Then we'll put this character here and make another line and paste the other command for setting the initial value to 0, as stated by here. Game underscore set var money equals 0. On top of that, we want to set the activation channel to start. This means that the variables will be initialized as soon as the game starts. Next up, we want to make the weapon buyable. We have a trigger here with an action prompt. We could change this to be 30 points, or just put this here, 30, so that the player knows how much money something costs. And then we have a trigger event. And then this object here will use the same trigger event to initialize. Opening this up, we run into some if statements that we're going to be using. First of all, we want to make sure that if the player doesn't have the money, or if it has less money than 30, we instead give an error and we stop the whole execution chain. If we don't stop the execution chain, it'll keep running and it'll just activate everything else. So it's always important that if you're running an if statement, you'll use the stop event after it finishes. We need to also make sure we paste that here. So this is our first if statement. This checks if the money is less than 30, and if it is, we give an error that we don't have money and we stop the execution. If we have more than 30, we want to remove 30 points from our global currency. We want to give the player that activated this button a boomstick. And then we want to drop a message that says boomstick purchased. And then we want to stop the execution. We can also copy this and then paste this here. And instead of making it greater than, we want to make it an equal. So that way, if we have 30 points and only 30, we can also do the same execution, just in case. Next up, we want to, I'm gonna go and say, like, this is basically the gist of it. This is how you make the variables. You can, if you want to copy the commands, you can always scroll down and just copy and paste them here. And like these, this is basically what you need. Next up, we are gonna go to the other button. This just gives us money. Let's just say 10 so that the user knows how much they're getting. And this is the command that runs it. This is the object. Make sure it has the same name as the trigger. Very important. And this one's very simple. We have already a variable. We just add to the variable money the amount of 10 every time it's used. And then we also want to show a message. We could just have money 10 added. And that's it. So whenever the game starts, this will create the variables. Whenever this button's used, it'll check if we have enough money for buying the weapon. And then this one just gives us money. Something you can do is link this event to, let's say, a zombie dies or something instead of a button. And that way, whenever you kill an enemy, you get points from that. And now we're just going to quickly test if it works. And here we go. We're going to attempt to buy it. We don't have the money. We're going to get 10 money. We still can't buy it. We have 20 money. We still can't add it. And now we have 30. And we can buy it. Since we purchased it, we're going to try and buy it again. We don't have the money because it's subtracted 30 from our global money value. And that's how you do. This is how you do weapon buyables. Right now, there isn't a way to know if a player already has a weapon equipped or if it has ammo. So there isn't really a way to buy ammo for a weapon. And there isn't a way to show like UI elements on the screen yet. But it could be a possibility for the future.